This spin wheel will decide what Rubik's Cube I have to solve. In order to complete this challenge, I have to solve one Rubik's Cube 12 times. This challenge could take a long time, or it can be really quick depending on how lucky I get. The first event the wheel landed on was 4x4. The solve was pretty bad, so I'll just cut to the end.
Oh my god.
Even though it was a bad solve, it still counted towards my 12 solves I needed to complete the challenge. In the next 5 solves, I got some pretty enjoyable events. I got 3 megamins solves, so that was looking pretty good. I got 1 5x5 solve, but I also had to do my least favorite event, skewb. These are just the last seconds of those previously mentioned events. They're shown in the order that the spin wheel decided. After those 3 megamins solves, I was feeling pretty confident. Half of the spin wheel's decisions have contributed towards the 12, and it felt like this challenge would go by really quickly.
I'm a quarter way done this challenge, and it's gone through 4 events.
Little did I know that this challenge would take multiple hours over the span of days to complete. I was told that quite slowly by the spin wheel. It didn't go too off the board. It gave me 2 4x4 solves and a 5x5, so I still had hope that this challenge would take maybe a couple minutes at max. By the way, my solves in this video are not great. I just really wanted to finish this challenge off. I had some good solves, but I also had some awful solves. The spin wheel then decided to string together some of my favorite events, like 3x3, 2x2, 5x5, and megamins. I'll show you guys the full 3x3 and 2x2 solves because I'm pretty quick. But for the megamins and 5x5 solves, I'm just showing you the end. While I solve, I think it's an appropriate time to ask you all to subscribe. Please. Thank you.
Let's go.
This is the start of a lot of break time in between progress. I was really hoping I would get some 4x4 solves to complete this challenge, but I got a couple slow events such as square one and skewb. They're unenjoyable and I don't like doing them. I don't even know how to solve a square one 50% of the time. After this 4x4 solve, there were 4 solves in between that I had to complete. 3x3, skewb, square one, and another square one. You can probably tell right now that I'm really high on 4x4. That's because in the next 5 solves, from solve 20 to 24, I got 3 4x4 solves, leading my 4x4 total to 7.
We only need 5 more.
The third skewb and 2x2 solves then appeared.
Oh my god. Skewb.
And then appeared the 8th 4x4 solve. It was nothing to write home about, but it did make this challenge 66.666% complete.
I guarantee the RNG of this wheel is gonna get me to 11 4x4 solves. And I'm just like, screw me.
That ominous clip comes into effect maybe a bit later in the video, because 2 solves later, after a square one and 3x3 solves, guess what? It's the 9th 4x4 solve. Also, I love my reaction to the square one solve. It's an hour in, and I try to act so raged, but I just don't have the effort or mental energy to do it. You will not believe this, but this next solve, with the 9 out of 12 4x4 solves, will be the halfway point of this challenge. Here's the halfway solve. It's just a 3x3 solve. If you're wondering what all the other solves were, I'll leave a link to a video of just the solves in the description. I'm not gonna lie, but it did go pretty cold on 4x4. During this 11 solve gap between 4x4 solves, the 3x3 solves grew to 6 out of 12, the megamins solves grew to 6 out of 12, the square one solves grew to 7 out of 12. Every single event was starting to catch up. We finally hit the decade? The decade of solves? Whatever. We finally hit the 10th 4x4 solve. Unfortunately, this happened at maybe the worst possible time.
My phone's about to die.
Holy smokes. When I said the worst possible time, I meant the worst possible time. I had to do 19 more solves to get the 11th 4x4 solve. While we wait for that, let's see what lies in between. It started off very slowly. I got a bad megamins solve and I got a bad 5x5 solve with a 2x2 solve in between. I then got a skewb solve, which is always slow, but a 3x3 solve came to speed up the pace. I was fine. I got a megamins solve and then the storage ran out on my phone. Yep. It wasn't as bad as my phone dying on me, but it just ruined the momentum. I didn't record a 2x2 solve because of it, and I had to re-record after transferring some footage onto the computer and deleting a file. After the break, I returned with a string of 8 solves, starting with 2x2, then a square 1, and then a 3x3, and then a megamins solve. The 4x4 really was getting caught here. The wheel decided to select the 5x5, and then guess who it is? Our 2 second placers, 2x2 and megamins, with their 9th solves. 5x5 appeared again, but then an improbable 2x2 comeback was on the horizon. Square 1 tried to claw into the race for the win, but then look who it is. It's our good old pal 4x4 with the 11th solve. I told you guys that this wheel definitely messed me up with the RNG. It was 19 solves in between 4x4 solves. Like, honestly. Come on. Megamins was also pushing for the final solve, but then finally 2x2 with a 22 second solve, because I'm pretty sure I messed up a bunch, but that's irrelevant, ended this challenge, and I was finally able to start the 12-hour edit. This video, it took way too long to make. Pretty sure it took like 3 weeks in total to edit. So glad I finally got this out to you guys, because I think it was a banger. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and hit the bell to never miss out on any cubing content like this. I'm out. Peace. Also, I've fully decided that I'm not going to carry on with the critiques, but if you watch to the end, you're the only one who'll know this.